Let's talk about tension. One of the most important things to understand if you want to progress forward as a shooter, especially if you want to get really, really good. So what do I mean by tension? What your muscles are doing, how tense they are, your shoulders, your hands, your back, chest muscles. These muscles, if you're paying attention, you're going to find that those muscles are going to start tensing up, especially as you start changing your behavior or you start changing your mental input. Here's a good example. You practice, shooting your handgun, okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, shoot nice and accurate. You're not really pushing speed. Then you go to a USPSA match. In your head, you're like, all right, now it's time to go fast. I practice to be nice and deliberate. Now it's time to put the hammer down. What's going to happen for most people is that desire to go fast, or it's like, hey, now it's for real. Now I'm under pressure. Now somebody brings out the little beepy box that makes me lose 50 IQ points. That desire to go fast changes your behavior. Your firing hand pressure takes over, and you start cranking shots down low and left for a right-handed shooter. Now, other parts of your body are going to tense up too. I'm shooting multiple targets, shooting the targets, great. And then I have a desire to go fast, and now I feel like I need to really push the gun between targets. Let's say I get tense in the shoulders and I start pushing the gun past my intended point of aim on the targets, and then either I'm going to lose time while I clean up the aim point, or I'm going to lose points where I just rip shots into the peripheral parts of the target. How do you fix it? The most important thing you can do to work through these tension issues is you do your training at a realistic speed, meaning you're shooting as fast or faster than you intend to shoot. If you're training to shoot matches, your training should be faster and more aggressive than what you plan to do in a match. A good rule for me is that I want to shoot so fast that I can't quite get the result I want, but I can still see and feel and articulate what it is I'm doing. So let me give you a good example. The other day I was shooting stages. Me and some guys, we had a nice 32-round stage set up. It was relatively close targets. It wasn't super far, but there was a lot of movement. You just run through there and shoot everything. And I had one run, I'm telling you, it was awesome. Under 20 seconds was going to be really tough on that stage because I was shooting just over that. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to shoot it under 20. And I'm going through the stage, looking at my spots on the target. The gun's cooperating with you, going spot, 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 spot. Everything was beautiful. I get up to the last position, and there's two targets. They're not far away, maybe like 7 yards, two targets out in front of me. In my head, I have a desire to go fast. So look up, shoot one target. And then when I shot the second target, I was, and this is common for a lot of people, I was like, oh, now I need to really juice it. And I pushed the gun. I slammed the gun over into the last target of the stage, trying to stop the clock and get that fast time. Well, predictably, I pushed the gun right past the center of the target, and I picked up a C hit right here. And I started screaming and cussing up a storm. Why? Because my desire to go fast caused that mistake. It caused me to, over push the gun. I tensed up my shoulders and tried to get the gun there a little bit quicker. I think if you pay close attention to your shooting, especially when you're doing it really aggressively, you're going to find that hand tension, shoulder tension, back tension, like all this stuff, the faster and faster you try to go, the more and more that stuff's going to work against you. Again, you have to be in training zone where you are going so fast that you can't really be perfect, but you can still see and feel and articulate what's happening. When you go so fast, you can't really assess what's happening more. You don't understand what you're seeing or like what your body's doing. You probably want to back off from there, but you want to be just right over the edge to where you can't quite get the result that you want without really dialing it in and really making everything perfect. When you're doing your training, pay attention to what your body's actually doing. Don't just pay attention to hey, what was the time and where did the bullets go? There's more to it than that. If you want to get exceptionally good, you got to understand this. Practical shooting training, got drills, live fire drills, some guidance for dry fire, some dry fire drills, lots of different places you can start. It works for people of all different levels. If you want to train seriously with a handgun, especially for competition, this is the one to get.